name's Ty Cooper. I'm with HeyUGuys, and you are?
My name is Craig Zobel, and I'm with the Film Compliance.
Awesome. When I saw the movie for the first time, I remember certain members of the audience kind of saying to themselves, "Oh yeah, right," or "Come on," and then you find out that the film was based on real events. Did you? And it was so much so that I looked it up after the movie and found that you closely shadowed what actually happened in the Kentucky incident and some of the other ones. Did you do that on purpose, or did you ever feel the need to kind of stretch reality at all?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that I felt the need to stretch reality. A lot of the what they said in any of the incidences is kind of a little hard to find in a sense. So what was interesting to me about it was to kind of take one of those stories, or an amalgamation of a few of them, but
right.
Specific ones, and because some of the things happened in a lot of these different instances, enough to make it feel like one person was doing.
There's so many similarities.
There's so many similarities, yeah. I guess I started thinking about what, in a real granular kind of specific way, what those people all had to say to each other in order to kind of get get the situation to happen the way that it happened, and that was fascinating to me to just as a challenge, to be as a writing challenge, to see if I could kind of find some words. So I guess it was important. It didn't even kind of occur to me to stretch it any more than what it was. It just, what I was fascinated with was that this thing had happened, and I have the same reaction.
More than once.
Huh?
And it happened more than once.
Tons of times. And I had the same reaction. I think almost because of the fact that it happened so many times. That, and when I first heard of these stories, which I found a lot after they came out, it was the dust had already settled on this controversial news story by the time that I found it, was that my first reaction was that could never happen.
Yeah.
Too, just like the people, you know what I mean? Just like the people that you're talking about. But then it's well, but it happened several times, but less than leaning on that. I think that whenever you have such a reaction like that, at least in me, some little BS meter clicks in and it's right? I would never do that, right?
And then you question yourself.
And so you're I think I would never want to do that, and then you kind of and I suppose that's kind of the world that I was interested in.
Right. What was the tone like on set? Because I know Dreamer Walker basically had to be almost half naked, half of it, and I can imagine that would have been super uncomfortable.
Yeah, I mean, there are these amazing kind of tricks that wardrobe people know about different things to kind of make her be covered up, but for camera that she looks more naked than she feels. But yeah, we tried to limit the amount of time that was really that to as small an amount of time as possible, and we tried to limit the amount of people that were around, and
so much of the film itself is based upon what I think these three main actors, Dreamer Walker, Ann Down, and Pat Healy, who kind of made the film so good with their performances. How did they all get involved?
Kind of all three different ways, really. I met Dreama came in. She read the script and was fascinated by the questions that it asked, and she came in and auditioned. And as far and that was certainly a thing where it was that we needed to find people that were going to be brave enough to kind of want, or really that were on board with the thesis of the movie, so that we could do that. I was also meeting people as far as that Sandra role, but David Green, my friend and executive producer, had seen this Ethan Hawke play Blood from a Stone, which she's in, was in, and Dowd was in, and he was you should probably go see that. She's pretty amazing.
So she came out of theater,
and she came out. Yeah, I mean, she's been in a ton of movies. Right. She's been in Garden State, and so I saw her in this play Blood from a Stone, and she blew me away, and I was is there any way we can meet with her? And she felt, she and I both felt the same way, and we're excited. And Pat Healy has been in my other movie, and at some point I knew that I kind of needed the person on the phone I needed to, because I was going to shoot it in sort of 2 locations at the same time and have the cameras running at the same time, for the phone calls to be live.
Right.
I knew physically I wasn't going to be able to like be in both places, and at some point I wanted someone who like I knew I could communicate with really well and like had worked with and who would understand if I couldn't actually run over there, but I could like just grab the phone and be like, Pat,
you shot them at the same time then?
Yeah, so any of the phone calls where like you see those people on camera, the camera's rolling.
So there's like a live feed going or something?
Exactly. So there was
awesome.
like there was like 2 sets, a set above and a set below. So it's like the fast food restaurant and the caller's house.
That's awesome.
At the same time. So I knew, and I also knew Pat and I had worked on a movie where he was like a salesman before, so like this is not that far away. Yeah. You know, and like this is not far away from that, like the same techniques that you would use in a sales situation in some sense.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Kind of, you know? So like we kind of had a shorthand about already talking about that stuff.
It's just so weird because he's kind of a comedic actor.
Absolutely.
I mean, I just saw him in Innkeepers and comparing
funny,
the roles in both of them is just so completely different.
Totally,
It's really cool.
It is. Yeah, it's awesome.
How do you go from writing something like World of Sound and Homestar Runner to something so, I don't know, dark like Compliance? I mean,
you know, I guess like, but part of me wanted to like, I felt like I knew how to kind of do more than one thing like that, and but it's like it's very hard to get the opportunity to go direct a thriller or something like if what people know you from is one thing, you know. So it was not my first intention, but it certainly wasn't something that I didn't think about, that I was like, I think I can build tension, you know. Like I was like, I want to do that movie, you know, like I want to do that kind of story. And so so that and I felt like this had enough of like the sort of human behavior stuff that I'm fascinated with, that I think is somewhat similar maybe to like stuff that's in Great World of Sound.
Yeah.
That I was like, I felt comfortable at least going for. I mean, I was terrified. I'm not gonna lie, actually, that I could have fallen on my face in a lot of ways, either in the shooting of the film and like just the fact that, I mean, for one thing, like it being all in one location was like very hard. Like it's about stuff that like needs good performance in order to like really work, but also in a writing standpoint, like I was, you know, scared of it, but then I thought to myself, like, well, if I'm scared, that's probably a good thing. That means that I'm pushing myself and doing something new. So
I think you did a wonderful job.
Thanks.
So now you won't fall into a niche. You can say, well, I can do both these things, and so that's the world of opportunity then.
I mean,